What is up, world? This is BakermanBrad here again, and I have got another first look for you. This time we're going to be taking a look at Champions of Regnum, a game brought to us by NGD Studios, and at the moment I am just browsing the 3 realms that you have to choose from. Now, this game is set up for realm battles, large-scale realm battles. I'm going to choose Sirtis because apparently this realm is getting devastated. So they're giving me a 10% bonus to XP, which in these games, yes please. They take forever to grind, bonuses are always welcome. Now, each realm is going to have the same classes, the warrior, archer, and mage, but they're also going to have 4 different characters you can choose from, male and female. Now eventually each class will actually branch out into 2 other classes you can choose from, but right now I'm going to go ahead and create my character and I'll skip ahead and keep from boring you to death, so just hang on 2 seconds. Alright, there we go, Tinkerbell, our half-elf female warrior. Now, as we're loading in, I'm going to tell you what we're doing with this game. Since it's set up for realm battles, I'm not going to show you very much of the intro. I'm going to get into the game and explain a few of the little normal details that all MMORPGs share, and explain the little controls that you have at the beginning, and then I'm going to cut out and play for a little bit longer and get you into the higher levels, out into the war zone of the game. Now, as you start off, each realm is going to start in very similar fashion. You're going to end up at this main altar where you have no idea where you are. And there we go. We found our first quest right off the bat. Now, each realm is going to start in the same fashion. They're going to have very simple quests at first. A lot of the gather, a lot of the attack 5 wolves or orcs or small minions, things like that. But each one is going to have its unique feel and appearance. That's where the difference lays in realm. So when you choose your realm, unless of course you're going off of, what I did, choosing extra XP, choose it based on which realm you actually think looked the best or feels the best, because they're going to be very similar. The stats are going to be similar. The path that you choose is going to be similar, and so there's not going to be any real big problem with balance in the very beginning. Also because you're not going to have to deal with anyone from other realms in the very beginning of this. Unless, of course, you go right now, run all the way to the war zone, just to die. So, don't do that. You can enter the war zone anytime you want to, but I would say you should wait for a while. And that's what we're going to be doing with this one. Okay. Sure, I'll accept the party, but I'm not going to really mess with them, because, anyways. We got to finish this first quest, which is helping this guard protect us from the goblins, which these goblins are pretty easy. Now, a cool thing about the game is all of these characters are going to be color-coded, similar to several MMOs. You know the level of difficulty of the characters you're about to fight, or the creatures that you have to encounter, and so that way you're not going to end up just stumbling upon some random super bad guy, which would be really bad, because most of the time they'd one-hit you and you lose loot or whatever. I don't know. The death sequence on these, I don't believe you lose anything yet. Early on, I think you don't lose anything whenever you die, because you have to regenerate 2 altars that you're at, but I'll get to that later if I get to it. So, we completed our first quest, and bam, we're almost halfway full of experience. That's where it's going to be. The beginning of it is all about leveling up, getting equipment, finding things that you need to actually enter the war zone. So let's run to this village and kill a couple of wolves along the way. While I'm doing that, we'll talk a little bit about the graphics and controls. It's pretty simple graphics, but they're real tidy, neat. Everything is realistic in a sense. The controls, we have a different setup that I'm not familiar to, but now W and S are going to move you forwards and backwards. But Q and E is actually what turns you. A and D are going to be a strafe. So whenever you have to control the camera angle, you can use Q and E, and you can use the mouse. Click and drag, or the arrow keys. You need to move the mouse or the camera whatever way you need to. You can use those. And now combat is set up similar to most MMORPGs. Click, you go and attack. It's an auto attack. You can choose abilities that you have, and at the beginning you don't have very many options. You have, in this case for the warrior, you have one for a slashing, piercing, or blunt weapon, and you have a kick. Yeah. Now, the thing is, I only have a sword, which is a slashing weapon, and I can't use the other 2 abilities, piercing and blunt. So, it doesn't really help me at the beginning. So all I've got is auto attack, slash, and kick. Yay. However, don't fear, several of the weapons later on actually can have 2 of the types. You can have a sword that is a slashing and piercing, you can have an axe that's slashing and piercing, or a spear, you know, a whole bunch of other things like that, so you can actually use more than one weapon type in combat. Keep that in mind as you go along collecting weapons, and really make sure you know what you're using when it comes to what abilities you have and what weapons you have and the resistance you have to other weapons. So, chocolate egg. I guess that's for the Easter thing. I missed out. I got into the game after Easter, so I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna keep on going. I used some chocolate and I got some experience. Yay! Love chocolate now. Awesome. But anyways, armor that you choose whenever you get other items like that aside from weapons, they'll have different resistances. So they'll resist certain slashing, piercing, blunt weapons, fire and ice damage. You have to really be mindful of what you have whenever you're going into battle, especially in the war zone whenever you're in groups, which they also suggest that you go out into the war zone in large, high-level groups, which makes me kind of nervous about what I plan on doing with the rest of this video. But anyways, let's get into this village, turn in our quest here. We'll probably get to our second level, fence. Probably get to our second level just by turning in this quest, which shows, and if I'm right, that means that the early stages of this game are going to be pretty easy to level up. Well, there we go. First levels are easy to get, but later on, not sure. I want to say they shouldn't be too bad to get, but I don't know yet. So anyways, you're going to have to, in the game, train with certain warrior trainers or mage trainers depending on your class, and later on when you reach level 10 it splits into separate categories where you have barbarians and knights for the warrior class or things like that, but you've got to really train with everybody and figure all that stuff out. But anyways, let's get on through with this, and bam, I turned in all that quest and now I have my mount. That's all I did, I promise. There's nothing else at all that I did in there that was worth mentioning to you at all. I promise. Really. I'm just gonna get on my mount and go. Because you don't want to know what I had to do. Alright, I'll show you. There's a whole lot of running around fighting these little dummies. Yeah, that's all I did. Then I had to go collect a whole bunch of stuff, like these mushrooms. It was a lot of collecting. And then a lot of running out of the town, telling this guy that he needed to get back into the town, and then running back into town, and then telling this person I'd done that. A whole bunch of little quests like that. It was kind of grindy, like I was saying. And then this girl's brother is mad, so I'm gonna go tell brother that sister's mad, and then brother's gonna tell me that sister's doesn't have to worry about it because he's not mad anymore. Then I gotta go back and tell the sister that he's not mad, that sister, it was ridiculous. And then finally I made it back to where I had my mount. So needless to say, the beginning of this game is gonna be slow. Anyways, when you get onto it and you finally get your mount and you get going, if you see I've gained a couple, like 2 levels, and it was a whole bunch of just menial little tasks. A lot of MMORPGs have that. Can't really blame them. You've got to get set up somehow, and you can't really go in to fight other people because you're stuck in the war zone. They're all high levels. You're gonna die and not get any experience, and then you're just gonna be sad and you're not gonna want to play it. But the good thing about these early levels is you get a bunch of stuff that you actually need. And you want to go ahead and make sure you always check what loot you pick up from the quests and really pick the best items you got. For early game, you're gonna really want to worry about just pretty much your slashing and blunt weapons, because there's not going to be very many elemental type damage characters in the game, especially in your side of the realm at least. And so as you get going, there's going to be this quest here, which is the last one that I want to show you. It's just attacking the goblin camp, but it shows you how far away things can be. That's why you have mounts in the game. However, keep in mind that this mount that you get does not last forever. This first mount lasts only, I want to say, a week. And then you actually have to find a new mount. I want to say the Ancient Dagger Fang that you get here is pretty easy just to go and buy with more gold, but there are other mounts that you can purchase. But so far, the only mounts that I've seen are all premium items, which, as everyone kind of knows, whenever you hear the word premium, it means you actually have to pay real money to get the in-game money to purchase it. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. I haven't found anything saying otherwise, however, so I'm going off of what I've seen, and I hope I'm wrong, But if that's the case, it's kind of a downfall of the game that there are this potential where you have to buy them out, because if you don't, it takes forever to go anywhere. Anyways, let's get inside here, do this last little quest, and then we'll cut out. I'm not going to really worry about it because, again, it's still early on, so I don't have to worry about my health too much. But they still can gang up on you, and that's another thing. This is kind of the hardest quest I've ran into yet. There's going to be several goblins that can attack me at once. And so if you get close enough to the other character, see, there you go, you got two of them attacking me now. If you get close enough to them while attacking something similar. Now, if it's like a tiny green snake and you're attacking the orc, not going to help. But regardless, you really need to be aware of what's around you whenever you go and attack something, because you could go and attack something that's normal or challenging, and then all of a sudden you have something that's impossible sneak up behind you and join in the fight, and then you die, which would really upset you. But as you can tell here, I've got two that are attacking, and they move around, and so is he going to get... I now have 4 goblins attacking me. Anyways, finish this fight. They're really kind of ugly. Anyways, I'm going to finish this fight, and then we're going to go on. I'm going to keep playing the game, but I'm not going to show you what happens because I don't want you to get bored. We're going to hop back in when I get to level 20. By then, I'm going to have different character class upgrades, and we'll see how it goes. And here she is, the half-elf barbarian level 20 Tinkerbell. Looks a little bit more fierce, doesn't she? She has a bigger sword, too. Anyways, I have to tell you, I'm going to start right on the war zone, but everything in here is still impossible for me to fight. It's ridiculous. I have been playing now for about a week, and I have been grinding the entire time, and it has been excruciatingly painful. I am not going to lie to you. It's been rough. It took forever to level up to level 20 here, and I still don't have very many items that are good at all. I mean, this is the best that I have found, but it doesn't look that good. I mean, yeah, it looks better than the cloth garments I had, but I found several other premium shops, and a lot of the things that you actually can get that people use in the war zone are all premium items, or they take forever to get. So I'm now at one of the other camps, Aggersborg here, and I'm going to try to take one of the runestones. I don't even try to take, I'm just going to try to get into the fort. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, because the guards, along with all of the creatures, are crazy powerful here. And I was at level 20, and I was thinking everything inside my area was so easy that there's no way that, I've got to be able to get out into the war zone and show you what's going on here. I'm afraid, though, if I were to even look at one of these bad guys, they would just kill me by looking at me. That's how rough this war zone is. Granted, it makes sense that they tell you you want to be in a high-level party before you ever enter the war zone. So, by high level, we're not talking 20, 25, we're talking like 50, which I don't even know. Don't like this. I just got sniped by the guard from I don't know where. But yeah, no, I'm done with this. I'm not going to try to show you the war zone anymore because everything here will kill me at this level. But I had to show you the difference here. It is set up for realm battles, and so I had to try to get to it. However, that guy was actually just hard. Anyways, the war zone, this game is a bit rough. You have to really kind of be dedicated. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's gonna drain you if you're not prepared for it, and if you don't have the time to spend to it, you might want to just kind of stay out of the war zone, because this game is not going to be very nice to you. Yeah. Oh crap, we got a group of them? No. I'm going to try to get far enough away and see how hard... Yeah, no, they are all impossible, so I'm going to run away, because I am a level 20 little guy by myself. Hopefully no one's hiding in the trees or something like that. But anyways, try to get back to something similar. This guy's hiding in a tree. But with that, I'm going to get out of the war zone and get back to something that looks Oh, crap. Run. Oh. See, I don't even know what happened, and I'm dead. I was stunned. They drew their swords. I was stunned again, and I died. This is ridiculous. I hate the war zone. All right. Well, that was fun. Anyways, overall, the game was a great game. It was good. Had plenty of customization. It had a great feel to it. It's just, it takes a long time to do anything in this game, and I don't have that time. So as for me, I'm gonna get out of here. As for you, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And gamers, get to gaming, because I'm done. Oh my god, everything out here is so hard. What? No! No! Run away, run away, run away, run away!